It really begins in the late 19th century when an ideological movement called Zionism decides that the best way to solve the problem of anti-Semitism in Europe and the best way for a modern future for the Jewish people is in the land of Palestine. So in that period between the late 19th century and the end of the First World War, Zionism becomes a fact on the ground in Palestine. So in the mid-1920s, the Zionist movement succeeds in buying land in Palestine, in two places called Wadi Hawaris and Marj ibn Ammar. Before Zionism, people also bought land. There were transactions, but the custom was the villagers who lived there for centuries remain. I mean, the change of ownership does not uproot. The Zionists, as landowners, the first thing they do, they go to the British government and say, you should evict the villages. So already in 1926, they evicted 11 villages, which means few thousand people, were the first Palestinian victims of ethnic cleansing. The most important method used by these European Jewish settlers to take over a land that will belong to the Palestinians and build their own homeland on it, the main method they were using was ethnic cleansing, expulsion, transfer if you want. It's a settler colonial movement of a project of displacement and replacement. Like all settler colonial movements, if they don't complete the takeover of the land and the transfer of the people, they will continue. Because they really believe ideologically that without a total control of the land geographically, but also demographically, namely to have an absolute majority or just an absolute presence. That's also the main motivation for the Israeli actions today in the Gaza Strip, and also it's the Israeli plans for the day after.